Good evening and welcome to The 5 Show. I'm En Lai.
And I'm Yasmin. Thank you for being with us here tonight.
In a while, the craze sweeping through Singapore is coming to Siloso Beach tomorrow.
And pop icon Kris Fei Xiang gets personal with us.
For now, it's Singapore Design Week. Not week. Log on to www.designsingapore.org to find out what's happening around town.
Now, another activity for this weekend. Tune in to Channel 8 on Sunday for the live telecast of the SPD Charity 2015. American Taiwanese crooner Kris Fei Xiang will be performing, and he's also joining us in the studio tonight.
You know, Kris has been in the business for almost 30 years. On Broadway, he's known as a power vocalist, and in the East, he's a pop idol.
That's true. In fact, here's Kris Fei Xiang through the years.
Kris Fei Xiang first rose to fame in Taiwan in 1981 with his Pan-Asian good looks and hit songs. In 1986, he became the first Taiwanese pop singer to perform in mainland China. He achieved overnight success when he performed on national TV there. Kris Fei Xiang went on to sell out a record-breaking 63 stadium concerts in 12 cities across China. In 1990, at the height of his fame, he moved to New York for a career on Broadway. After a 7-year absence, he returned to China to take part in a live telecast commemorating the 1997 Hong Kong handover. In 2006, he dazzled Singaporean audience in the locally produced musical Cabaret. Over the years, Kris Fei Xiang has made numerous movies, produced a musical album, and released a string of Mandarin albums, including a theme song for the Beijing Olympics. He remains an icon of Chinese music.
A man of many faces.
Yeah, in the studio with us, please welcome the legendary, the soon-worthy Kris Fei Xiang.
Thank
you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming down. Please take a seat.
No, it's great to be here.
So I have in my hot little hands your new album, Human.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Look at that picture of him.
It's like a coffee table book, I tell you. It's so cool. So, Kris.
Yes.
You did more than just sing in this album. Tell us how much more involved you were with Human.
Oh yeah, I mean, being in the business for so many years, I think and every artist, as they go along, they start taking over aspects of their own career. And I started producing my own albums quite a long time ago, musically, but now I've got my hands in everything. The video production, the graphic design for the cover, everything. So all artists end up as control freaks in the end.
Because you want the product to be a real representation of you.
Absolutely, yeah. I think in the early part, when I first started in Singapore in '82, it was a record company and you just basically get molded by them. And that's a very common thing. But after a while, you want it to be really you, everything about you. So
what is your favorite song on this album?
Oh gosh, it's tough. That's really tough. Actually, I have so many favorites. The two that I did videos of are probably the two that immediately, gave me the strongest impression. So I had a visual idea for them.
Which ones were they?
One is Huang, which is we shot this incredible 1930s black and white film noir, and in it I play this gangster.
Oh wow!
And I have this Lolita Moll, who's bored out of her mind, sitting on the sofa next to me. It's kind of like Scarface. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So she's all day, all night, just oh God, why do I have to be here? And in my mind, actually, I had that this role would be played by a very, very young girl. That's why I say Lolita.
Right.
But at the time, for casting, I said, listen, I want you to find me a really young girl. They said, how young? I said, 15, 16, and they went, ah. It's yeah, so he's we're not going to do anything illegal, but, I need that, because in 1930s China, that was accurate, actually. At that time, it was such a crazy, vibrant
so you wanted
city.
To depict that actual
and
feeling.
I wanted that kind of gritty, and I wanted that romance between this Lolita and this gangster, so it's this great, kind of mini drama. Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
We're gonna chat more with Fei Xiang in just a bit. Exciting.
Welcome back to The 5 Show. together. The biggest beach party in Singapore is happening tomorrow. We've got a preview of what to expect.
But right now, let's continue our conversation with vocalist extraordinaire, Kris Fei Xiang. Hello,
Yes.
Kris.
Hi, Kris. So I want to ask you about this really creepy X-ray that we see on the album cover.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? That's the cover of the new album, which is, in Chinese it's called Ren, so it's a Chinese pop album, but actually that translates as human or person. And it was really, really tough because when I designated that would be the name of the album, because a lot of the themes of the songs are about life and what's really meaningful. I mean, and I actually had a really big challenge, like what am I going to put on the cover? If humanity or human is the theme, you know, do you have an abstract picture, or do you have what kind of photo of myself would do justice to that theme?
Would symbolize that, right?
Yeah, so in the end, actually, it came back to, I thought, you know what I should do is I went to the hospital and I took an X-ray image of my upper body, and to show that on the cover, is that really is showing my humanity in its most basic form.
Hang on. So that X-ray is a real X-ray of you?
That is me. It's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually my X-ray, and you know, it's funny because you know nowadays everybody is about their image and everything, and I actually thought, you know, I really don't want to do another picture of myself, you know, photoshopped to death. You know, it's like I'm just going to actually strip everything away.
This is the bare bones of you.
Real, literally,
yeah.
literally.
You,
but what's so amazing about it is that when you see it, you're not able to see who it is. And it reminds you that actually underneath we're all like that. That's it. So
I like that.
It's actually, when I first saw it, I was quite shocked how fragile we all are. You know, we're at the end of the day, we're just, you know, flesh and bone, and we're very temporary. We're just passing through, you know, so I thought it was a great fit for this album and all the music on it.
I like that, how we're all interconnected. No matter who we are, what we do, we're still interconnected.
Absolutely. You know, Kris was in Singapore in 2006 to star in the local hit musical Cabaret, which was directed by prolific local theatre director Beatrice Chia.
Yeah, remember that, Kris?
Oh, I couldn't forget it.
Anyway, we found someone from your past who's got a very special message for you to bring back some memories.
Okay.
And here it is.
I remember many things about Kris, or Fei Xiang, as he's, you know, famously known. Firstly, that he is a gifted artist, a consummate professional, so intelligent, so disciplined, but what a wicked sense of humor. One of the things I will always remember Kris for is his grace and elegance in very difficult situations. So we were rehearsing Cabaret, and Cabaret was a difficult production. Difficult because it was, you know, at that time it was one of the first times that a theater company was doing a big musical. And for me, it was the first time I was working on a big musical. And I had Kris, who had so much experience. He was always very gracious and elegant he was clearly far more experienced than any of us, but he never made us feel that we were inexperienced compared to him. And whenever we hit difficult periods, like, you know, there was disagreements, he was always gracious enough to let you solve the problems on his own without showing any impatience on his part. And he would do everything he could to support you in finding your solutions.
Oh, there we go. Singapore's tallest director.
Yes, with the tallest pop artist actor ever. Yeah.
So we had a chat with B, and B said she wanted to work with you on another musical. Do you have any plans to work on a musical here in Singapore?
Well, I would love to work with B again. She's so great. And Cabaret was such a great experience. It was just beautiful all around. But, you know, the tough thing is the role. You know, it has to be a great role. And at a great show. You know, Cabaret at the time I was really confident, I knew, because it's such a great show, you know, and the role was so attractive to me because it's so kind of like unexpected for the audience. The audience is used to seeing a very kind of, you know, gentlemanly, you know, demeanor, but that role was out there, really out there.
Well, before the musical that we will hope to see in the future, you will be performing this Sunday for the SPD charity show. What songs will you be singing?
Yes, I'll be singing one song from the new album, and then I'll actually, because the audience always loves, you know, remembering some of the great Chinese pop songs, and I have the history. So I'm going to actually make everybody happy and myself happy, and I'm going to go down memory lane with a few of those great songs. So.
Wow.
Cool.
Do
we
you
get a
mind?
little sneak preview
Just
right now? Just a little bit.
Oh, no. It's got to wait. And you know what? On Sunday, I want you to get your wallets out.
Good
Call in.
Getting it out now.
Good sell. So you
Yes.
have to wait till Sunday to, watch Fei Xiang do his thing. But, speaking of fans, because you're doing the fan favorites on Sunday, what is the craziest thing that a fan has ever given you?
Oh, gosh. I mean, everything. I mean, one person actually did do the crazy thing of signing it and wanting me to sign on his skin because he was going to tattoo it. And I just, that is too much. It's just crazy. This is crazy.
So you said
Did you do it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
No.
That is...
I don't do that.
That is quite a...
Yeah.
Wow.
No, we don't do that. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, Kris, Fei Xiang, for joining us. And we can't wait to see you on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you so
Very
much.
With our wallets?
Yes.
With your wallets.
Yeah. Coming up, we have a special guest from tomorrow's beach party in Sentosa. Find out more about that.
We're going to Zumba, right?
Yes. Like this.